Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Vallere Edwin and I'll be reading my monologue with the title, Why the Crab Has No Hat. A very long time ago, before man came along to upset the natural balance, all animals lived together peacefully. But in those days, none of the animals had hats of their own, except the elephant who was the king of the animals. He had a large collection of hats in all shapes and sizes, which he kept stored in a large cave. Every time an animal wished to leave the village compound to go out into the field or the bush, he would go to the elephant first and ask to borrow a hat. On his return to the animal village, the hat would be returned to the king's store. This worked very well for a time. The only problem was that there were not quite enough hats for all the animals. There always seemed to be one short, so at least one of the animals always had to stay behind in the village. Eventually, some of the animals became dissatisfied every time they wanted to go out. They had to waste time to collect a hat and then return it again. The king agreed to have a meeting, and it was decided that each animal should be given its own hat to keep for all time. The king started making all the arrangements, assisted by his secretary, the crab, and when all was ready and all the hats were lined up in the village square, he sent out the cockerel, who had been given a hat for this purpose, to announce all animals should come to the square so that the king could give them a hat. The cockerel went around the whole of the village, and everybody who heard the message rushed to the square. When he thought he had informed everybody and was just making his way back to the square, the cockerel spotted the crab without his hat meandering down a track on his way to the riverbank. The cockerel advised him to make his way back to the square quickly, but Crab just shrugged. "I'm secretary of the king," he said. "The king will keep a hat for me, I'm sure of it. I need to have a quick bath. I'll see you by and by." And he sauntered on his way. At the village square where all the other animals had gathered, the elephant had started giving out hats. He tried to make sure that each animal received a hat that suited it. So the hippopotamus got a very large fat hat. The rhinoceros got a hat with fierce-looking eyes. The giraffe got a long hat to go with his long neck. Nobody liked the hyena very much, so he got the ugliest hat there was. But the antelope, who all thought was the most graceful of the animals, got the most beautiful hat. This went on all morning until all the animals had their own hat. Just as the king thanked the cockerel for his work and was about to return to his palace, the crab came sauntering back. "Where have you been hiding out?" asked the king. "I'm afraid all the hats have been given out and there is not a single one left for you." However much the crab protested, there was nothing to be done, and that is the reason why to this day the crab goes through life without a hat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.